Hello and welcome to the Stock Planner channel. Today I'd like to discuss a strategic look of my portfolio. I want to add a stock. I want to do it in a way that'll give me an advantage. And I want it to be trending or moving. I want to remind you that the Stock Planner channel is an education channel. We encourage you to do your own due diligence. I'm demonstrating what I'm going to do with the hopes that it'll help you. My trading has gotten better since I started sharing. And if you comment and share your ideas, I think yours will get better as well. I have listed my strategies on my free Discord, but you need to develop your own. And that's the only way that you're going to win. So let's get started. We're looking at FinBiz. I started with FinBiz. It's free. It has a lot of ads in it, but that's what you get for when you're free. Not too bad. And we're looking at a heat map. And this is on the 1 week performance. So this is the various different sectors, and I'm looking for some hot sectors. And of course, I think healthcare is going to be a hot one for the decade. Energy, consumer defensive, utilities, and basic materials. And basic materials didn't look so hot. And I want to look today in the chemical area here. Let's take a look at the month and see what we're looking at there. Let's see if anything turned greener. Ooh, turned a little greener. So you have to pick sectors that you're interested in. I mean, definitely interested in healthcare. I think technology is going to stop dropping, and I'm very optimistic for the decade. The innovations the technology is going to do for healthcare, the car industry, energy, will be unreal for this decade. Back down to basic materials again. Chemical. It looks like it's mixed for the month. Swinging over to groups. There's your healthcares in green. I like healthcare. Healthcare, consumer defense. This is for the week. This should reflect on what we just seen. And there's basic materials, which the chemical industry, and what we're really talking about is fertilizer. I want to get into fertilizer. And then 1 month. And there's materials again. It looks green. And when you're taking this strategic look at your portfolio, you have to pick sectors you think is going to perform pretty good for the short term and long term. Especially if you're a long term investor, you pick stocks that you think will stocks, sectors, ETFs that you'll perform and how you think the economy is going to go. I think the economy is going to have, we're going to still have some war in Ukraine for a long time. I think inflation's here to stay. Our supply issues are not being handled. There is some food shortage predicted for the summer. Gas prices are going to stay high. And I don't believe in the near term our government is able to handle this situation, the U.S. government. So I want to get into basic materials, chemicals, fertilizer. Another tool I use is Simply Wall Street. And it said that over the last 7 days, the stock market has dropped. Okay, basically 5% loss in the technology sector. But I think it's going to stop eventually. I'm optimistic in technology for the decade. And we're looking at 1 year here. And the 1 year for the materials did okay. 1 month, materials did okay. Let's drill down. There's your chemicals. Chemicals that seem to have produced the most in that particular sector. Chemicals. And see what makes chemicals. That when you're doing your analysis, you could go this any other way. It's up to you. This is the way I'm doing it. Okay. Chemicals. So we're looking at fertilizers and agricultural chemicals. Again, taking a good chunk of the growth in this particular sector and industry. And looking at the top gainers, we're looking at MOS, that is in my portfolio, and so is FMC. And what I like to do is I like to have big green snowflakes, which indicates that the company has some good technical and fundamentals. So let's look at MOS, because I haven't traded this in a long, long time. It's trading below, it's undervalued, and the earnings grew by 144% over last year. And earnings are forecast to decline this year and for the next 3 years. The health of this company is good. It had good past performance, and it has good value. Future doesn't look so bright. That's what the snowflake's telling us. Let's look at MMC. FMC is an agricultural science, crop protection, plant health, turf management. It produces crop management chemicals and fertilizers. It's also undervalued. Earnings are forecast to grow a bit over this next year. Pays a small dividend. Has a high level of debt. Is a negative one. That Snowflake is green. We like that. So before we do any further analysis, let's take a look at what the chart looks like. Looking at the TradingView chart for MOS in the daily time frame, TradingView is a free charting package out there. It doesn't have many features turned on. It has a paid version as well. It's very cheap. It's a great starter package, and you can do paper trading with it. This is a zigzag indicator. It's a perfect indicator. It picks the tops and bottoms perfectly. If we could have picked that and rode that up, that would have been a nice long run. But to do that, it looks ahead and uses feature data and then repaints itself to be perfect later on. We don't have that ability, so we have to use the indicators that don't repaint, which I use the MACD. And the MACD, when it's below the zero line, we can look for a long trade. So anywhere along here, we could have looked for a long trade. Here's a crossover. Here's a crossover to stochastic RSI. When stochastic RSI comes below the 20 and comes back around, that's the time we can take a trade. And when the RSI, it goes below the 30 and comes back around, we can take a trade. And when all three of those occur, that's the three indicator strategy. That's the one I like to use when three of them occur at the same time. We could take a trade single and go long. And sure, there have been some pain there, but you could have been long for a long time now, and that would have been perfect. Three indicator strategy is in my free Discord. I have the chart settings in my description below. So if you're a beginner, this is a great place to start. A lot of people use the MACD, the stochastic RSI, and the RSI. These are common indicators. I've tweaked some of the settings though. Again, the MACD is below. I'm going to get a crossover. There's the stochastics, but you didn't have the RSI. It crossed over earlier. But you'll read that if the RSI is above the 50, which it is, that's a trending indicator setting, and that's trending long. So you could actually take and entered here. I don't use that because it's hard to program, but you could enter there, and that got that run. This is not below the zero line, but this is. And so is the stochastic coming around, and so is this, above the 50. So these are all indicators of going long right here. Do you want to enter, or we're talking about today, do you want to enter it at its all-time high? I don't think so. Let's see if we have any luck with FMC. Zigzag says if you can catch it here and catch it there, you would have been great. Let's see if our indicators would have caught it. There's the MACD, the stochastic RSI, and the RSI. That would have caught that run. There, and there. That's about 2 or 3 bars of each other. That would have caught that run too. You got the MACD. It's right on the zero line. The stochastic RSI pointing up. Again, this is above the 50, which is indicating a trend. But look, this is an all-time high. You want to buy an all-time high? It seems like a 130 is a good place to buy. The 132. That's where I think I'd buy. This is one of the stronger stocks of the two. I said a good price to buy. FMC would be about 132, 130. It's currently trading at 138. Tip rank says it should trade at 137, $1 less. It's a moderate buy and an 8 ranking. MOS is trading at 54. Tip rank says it should be trading at 53. That don't look good. Moderate buy again. Number 10 on the ranking. That's a great company, but I think FMC is the stronger company at the moment. So both of these companies, as far as price action, it seems like they're not going to move anywhere. FMC looks like there's a support level there, about 132, 133. I like fertilizer stocks, so I want to get in. Also, you could wait till the RSI comes back below the 30 and comes back around instead of alert. But it looks like we need to wait. Now's not the time for FMC. We have a all-time high. Seems like we have some level of support at 65 and maybe something at 61 or 62. That's where I think. So I'd buy the pullback to go up. Of the two, this is my number 2. Again, you could wait to the RSI, set alert, and you can do this in TradingView. Also, you can do paper trading, by the way. You could trade this tomorrow, paper trade, to see how it works. But again, I'd pull back. Or you could set a buy order for at this price here, and see if it ever hits. Or you could set alert when the RSI comes back below the 30 and crosses back up to make a buy. And set, get notified on your cell phone. This is my alert log, the things that have just kicked off. And these are the alerts that I have set. And they seem that all the ones I have triggered except for my RSI crossing above for the Aussie dollar. I'm playing the Aussie dollar at the moment. And I'm waiting for it to go up across the RSI to go up and come back down for a short for the Aussie dollar. It hasn't happened. So you see, each morning I set a few alerts to get triggered to see if I want to enter the stock based on my research the night before or that morning. And this is what I like about swing trading. You can make a plan for the week or the day or in the morning, set your alerts, and go fishing. And when you get triggered, put an order in to your broker via your cell phone. Anyway, let's ask your question. Do you think you would trade these stocks at their all-time highs, or would you wait for a pullback? Is fertilizer stocks good stocks to trade based on the fact that we have a war going on and may have some food shortages, and Bill Gates is buying up all the farmland? Do you use alerts? Do you have a plan for Monday? Do you like fertilizer? These are all questions you must answer for yourself. You must do your own planning, your own due diligence, develop your own strategy, and win. Please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the flip. Happy trading.